I'm seeing something, this thing between marriage, between men and women is separated, but what is your plan? And I kept getting this understanding of the devil just pushing us so further and further and further apart. And I said, God, okay, I'm seeing this is happening, but at some point in time you have to intervene. I can't see you not intervening. And the Lord began to deal with me ever so strongly about focusing very closely on the fact that the devil is trying to push men and women apart, to push them into a lifestyle that God did not ordain. However, in that said, notice that men and women are being pushed further and further and further apart to the point where they end up surpassing each other. And as they surpass each other, there's going to be a point in time where the attraction is going to have to re-happen. And I'm not really sure how to share that with you any more clearly. But go ahead, that was fine. What the Lord showed me was men and women now are being pushed further and further apart. And as we get pushed further and further apart, the Lord showed me that as the devil continues to try and work his magic, his deceitful ways, that men and women will actually begin to be attracted to each other again. Those that felt that they weren't attracted to a person of the opposite sex will be. However, the Lord showed me what I believe to be it's an ID card. I saw an ID card, but which could also be a birth certificate. And I saw these ID cards, and on these ID cards were the sex or origin of men and women. And I saw all of a sudden how the gender and the sex of these human beings disappear. So the devil's point and plan is to push men and women so far apart that they will never be attracted to the person of the opposite sex. But God said not so, because He has a plan. God has a plan. So men and women and gender will begin to not become a part of the everyday lifestyle because of what man has decided, because of what the devil has tried to do to push them apart. In actual fact, these birth certificates and ID cards will not have gender on them. But what is going to begin to happen is that it's going to be said, well, it's just two people that love each other. Even as it has already been said, it's going to be portrayed as it's okay to marry just anybody because you love them. But God said again, not so, not so, not so, because I am God and I will have my will be done. I begin to see that as the gender disappeared, it will only be spouse between spouse. But the Lord showed me that even as that happens, He said that mankind has this intense desire to have a choice. So God said they will have a choice. There will no longer be a title as a man or a woman specified by gender. But even in all that, I saw that how men and women will begin to be attracted to each other again. That those things that the devil tried to push away, that even if they are not called men and woman, even if woman is called man and man is called woman, they will begin to be attracted to the person of the opposite gender. Woman will begin to fall in love with the masculinity that God created, and men will begin to love the femininity that God created. That even so, as the devil has tried to push these things that are not of God on this earth, and has caused those to be deceitful and deceived, He will cause them to come back to each other, because He is God and He is all sovereign. I heard the Lord say that mankind wants the ability to choose, and so the Lord said, okay, I will let them choose. And by letting them choose, mankind, men and women, will ultimately begin choosing person of the opposite gender anyway, regardless of what the devil has tried to do. Yes, there will be a period of time where it just seems to be that it's falling apart, where it just seems to be that men are falling in love with men and women are falling in love with women, that people are sleeping with those of the same gender, and that the Christian church is going to feel this is not okay. But God is still in control. He still has a plan. Even as this continues to take place, He will make a way, because He is God. It will literally be for a period of time where people, men and women, and men and men, and woman will continue to enter into relationships regardless of what the other genitalia the other person has. Yes, those lessons are going to enter schools. Yes, they will teach our children about homosexual and gay marriage. Yes, they will teach our children about incest. Yes, they will teach our children the things that are not of God. But God is still going to have His way no matter what. Earth, you are getting ready to see. You will see the greatest move of God that has ever moved upon this earth. You will see miracles and changes come about. Regardless of what you feel, it will happen. It will happen.